An old man calls his son and says, "Listen, your mother and I are getting divorced. 55 years of misery is enough." "Dad, what are you talking about?" the son screams. "We can't stand the sight of each other any longer," he says. "I'm sick of her face, and I'm sick of talking about this, so call your sister and tell her." And he hangs up. Now, the son is worried. He calls his sister. She says, "Like hell, they're getting divorced." She calls their father immediately. "You're not getting divorced. Don't do another thing. The two of us are flying home tomorrow to talk about this. Until then, don't call a lawyer, don't file a paper. Do you hear me?" She hangs up the phone. The old man turns to his wife and says, "Okay, they're both coming for Christmas and paying their own airfares. My grandfather told me this one not long before he died." Ops. A man is in his boat out on the lake with a bucket full of fish that he has just caught. A wildlife officer spots him and pulls his boat up alongside. Seeing the bucket of fish in the man's boat, the wildlife officer asks to see his fishing license. The man tells the officer that he doesn't need a fishing license. The wildlife officer looks down at the bucket and says, "You definitely need a license to be catching fish. I can see that you've been fishing today. You have live fish right there." The man says, "Oh no, those are my pet fish. I just brought them out here for the day to enjoy the lake." "Pet fish?" replied the wildlife officer. "Oh, absolutely. I let him out of the bucket, and they swim around and play, but when I whistle, they all jump right back in. They are very well trained." The wildlife officer scratches his chin, then says, "I've never heard such a well. I've got to see this." The man dumps the bucket of fish into the lake, then calmly turns and looks at the wildlife officer. The wildlife officer says, "Well, call them back." The man says, "Call who's back?" The wildlife officer says, "Your pet fish." "What fish?" replied the man. Ops. As I am struggling, if this is worth subscribing to, then please subscribe. It is free for you, and always stay happy.